Later that evening, however, Levon quietly visits his old friend Gunny. Deep down, he knows he cannot ignore the situation. Soon after, he returns to Joe and promises that he will bring Jenny home alive. Levon begins investigating the nightclub where Jenny was last seen. Searching through a dark alley beside the building, he discovers a broken piece of Jenny's necklace lying on the ground, confirming she was taken there by force. Following his first lead, Levon tracks down one of the bartenders involved in the kidnapping and confronts him inside his apartment. The man claims to know nothing, but Levon quickly realizes he is lying. Using brutal pressure and intimidation, he forces the bartender to reveal several names connected to the operation. Before the bartender can say everything, armed gang members storm into the apartment to silence him. Levon reacts instantly, eliminating every attacker in the room with ruthless efficiency. After searching the bodies, he steals cash and information that can be used to climb higher into the criminal network. The next morning, several gang members arrive at the apartment and discover the massacre left behind. Realizing someone is hunting them down one by one, they panic and quickly clean the scene before leaving. Unbeknownst to them, Levon secretly follows their vehicle to a heavily guarded safe house. While scouting the location, Levon watches another powerful mafia figure named Yuri arrive at the building. Yuri finds one of his men dead and immediately understands they are dealing with someone extremely dangerous. Furious, he orders every available soldier to hunt the attacker down before more damage is done. Levon continues digging deeper and eventually learns about a criminal bar connected to organized trafficking operations. That night, he enters the place pretending to be just another customer with money to spend. Security escorts him to a man called Dutch, who immediately becomes suspicious of him. The atmosphere inside the bar turns hostile within seconds, and several armed men attack Levon at once. But Levon proved far deadlier than any of them expected. He tears through the gang members with brutal precision, taking down everyone standing in his way. Just before he kills one of the survivors, Dutch notices Levon's military fighting style and realizes he is former special forces. Levon leaves before backup arrives, but security secretly follows him and alerts Yuri's men. Soon, Levon is chased through the streets on a motorcycle. After an intense pursuit, he is finally captured and thrown into a transport van. But even restrained, Levon remains lethal. During the drive, he seizes the perfect moment, kills both captors, hijacks the van, and sends it crashing into deep water to destroy all evidence before disappearing into the night. A former Black Ops soldier named Levon now lives a quiet life working construction, trying to stay away from the violent past he once left behind. Early one morning, he gathers the workers and discusses the day's schedule before heading with the crew to meet the Garza family at their office. Inside the building, Jenny Garza approaches her father, asking for a large amount of money to celebrate finishing her semester. Her father hesitates for a moment, unsure whether he should hand over that much cash, but eventually gives in and agrees to help her. Back at the construction site, Levon notices several dangerous-looking men intimidating one of the workers. The situation quickly escalates, but Levon steps in without fear. Within seconds, he brutally overwhelms the thugs and forces them to retreat, leaving everyone shocked by his combat skills. Later that day, Jenny discovers old photographs of her late mother. Seeing the pictures reopens painful emotions inside the family. Mary struggles with anger and sadness, still unable to accept that her mother abandoned them years earlier. Meanwhile, Levon meets with his lawyer regarding the custody battle over his daughter. The lawyer warns him that the case is getting worse and that the court believes he cannot provide a stable future for her, despite him working hard and even renting a better place to improve her life. That night, Jenny and her friends head to an exclusive nightclub to celebrate. Music blasts through the crowded room while everyone drinks and parties. One of the bartenders quietly notices Jenny and secretly contacts a criminal named Viper, who specializes in trafficking wealthy young women. A little later, one of Jenny's friends suddenly becomes sick and rushes toward the restroom. Left isolated for only a few seconds, Jenny is ambushed by kidnappers who drug her and drag her out of the club before anyone realizes what happened. The following morning, Levon arrives at work and immediately notices police officers leaving Joe Garza's office. Joe and his wife rush toward him in complete panic, explaining that Jenny disappeared during the night. Desperate for help, they beg Levon to find her. At first, he refuses. He insists that his violent past is over and that he wants nothing to do with that life anymore. Joe even offers him $50,000, hoping the money will change his mind, but Levon walks away. When Yuri discovers the bodies of his men, he becomes consumed with rage. Convinced that Levon is directly targeting the organization, he gathers the remaining mafia leaders and prepares for war. At the same time, another crime boss named D.I. realizes their entire operation is collapsing and begins questioning his own people for answers. Before he can react further, Yuri arrives and reveals that Levon is responsible for killing several high-ranking members already, and that D.I. may be next. The following day, Levon senses danger while picking up his daughter from school. He suddenly realizes his father-in-law may be a target. Racing to the house, he arrives to find the entire building engulfed in flames. Without hesitation, Levon storms inside the burning home and rescues him moments before the structure collapses. Understanding that his daughter is now also in danger, Levon takes her to Gunny's house where she can remain protected. After leaving her there safely, he arms himself heavily and prepares for a final assault. Meanwhile, Viper receives a call from an extremely wealthy client requesting Jenny for the night. Seeing an opportunity for massive profit, the criminals immediately agree to the deal. Levon eventually captures DI and forces him to reveal everything about the trafficking network. Broken and terrified, DI gives up the location where Jenny is being held and exposes Viper as the mastermind responsible for identifying and selecting the kidnapped girls. Once Levon gets the information he needs, he eliminates DI and heads toward the hideout. Inside the compound, the gang prepares for an attack after receiving warnings that Levon is coming. But when he finally arrives, nothing can stop him. Levon storms through the safe house like a one-man army, systematically wiping out every criminal in his path, including Dutch himself. During the chaos, Jenny refuses to remain helpless. Fighting back against one of her captors, she manages to kill him herself, just as Levon reaches her location. Levon finally frees Jenny, and together they attempt to escape the compound. As they near the exit, two surviving gang members ambush them and open fire. Thinking fast, Levon pulls the pin from a grenade and eliminates both attackers in a massive explosion. With the final threat destroyed, Levon and Jenny escape safely into the night. In the end, Jenny is reunited with her grateful parents, who thank Levon for risking everything to save their daughter. The story closes with Levon spending peaceful time beside his daughter, Mary, and Gunny's family,